you guys were reading out his stats, and just like you kind of forget like about how good of a player he was, and like all the players like those team, like I can't remember what year it was, but the team he mentioned in the whatever span he was going, but like said he had I lost the plot here.
What is this?
Oh my God.
What is going on?
God, what happened? What happened? Yeah,
That
Scott.
was crazy.
It was a 10-time.
No. Scott's going to do that again. There's no way to edit that.
That was great.
I'm thinking about not swearing, and it's in my head.
No, now you ruined it.
We gotta start over.
No, that was such good. That was such good. No, we completely lost it. All right, I'm changing the end time. I'm adding minutes. Yeah, Rhino was a fantastic guest, and you were saying that his career accolades, 10-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glover, we can't keep it on the rails.
Yes, we can. Keep going.
Let's get it up. Oh, it's hot.
New restart. Here we go.
Restart.
Where'd Scott go?
He had to walk away. He had to refresh. All
right, here we go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the Compound Podcast. This is episode 216. I wrote it down so I didn't forget it. 216 is the Compound Podcast presented by Parse Rum. When I say Parse, do you say Rum, Parse?
Rum.
Last week we did that, and Zach didn't even try to participate. Didn't even try. And then we kicked him off the episode. We kicked him off. We said, you're not gonna do Parse? You're off. So Scotty's filling in. Scotty's here. Scotty, thanks for being here. Scotty.
Hello. Episode 216, Cleveland's area code. Shout out Cleveland.
Just for you. That's why we did it.
Perfect.
Go to Benny's, get your Parse, tell them the Compound sent you. Scott.
Hello.
I have a pencil here. Not a pen, but a pencil provided by the hotel. That's my writing utensil, just so everybody knows. Scotty, you're rehabbing. You're in Scranton.
Yes.
You had an outing tonight. How's it going? How you feeling?
Yes, I am. I am here. I'm with Scranton. We're currently in Syracuse, New York. It is going well. I am just very happy to be competing again. It's been, 18, 19 months since I've been able to face hitters in games. So just getting into that and getting kind of like the, as relievers, Dakota knows this, you kind of get like the pregame jitters a little bit, and you get like the nervous butterflies when you think you might get going in. So it's kind of good to get those again, and good to get back in game situations, learning, new things each time out there, and, trying to stack them all up and keep moving forward. So, but feeling good physically, feel really good.
Scott, was that the same answer? Was that the same answer that you gave to the people that surrounded your locker after you came out of the game today?
Yeah, it's a work in progress. It's
that was so
practicing.
Like your standard, like, yeah, we try to stack good ones together. I learn something new out there every day. I just like competing with the guys. Thank you.
Can you like that?
You had an outing today. The first guy bunted.
Yes.
What were you thinking? What were you thinking when that guy squared around?
It was such a good bunt. It was a perfect bunt, and the ground was wet. And I asked our third baseman, I'm like, no, like nobody was getting that. He goes, yeah, no, sorry. Like, I'm like, you have a better chance at this, but if I go get it, I'm gonna like chase it up. Like, I would have had to like, it was like bunted hard enough, but like caught by the grass to get past me. So I would have been like running up the I would have been doing like cover first base but cover third base type deal. I'm like, yeah, well, tip your cap. So but tonight, what?
Did you know you had I think it was the 8th or 7th? Did you know you were going in that late? Because you'd gone in earlier, like in all your other rehab outings.
Yeah, the game flow was just a little odd tonight. So just kind of a little bit of matchup too, I think. Because I had like a righty pocket tonight. They said like they've been great here, and saying like you get this inning or ballpark-ish and kind of just game flow. But again, like I said, like it's all kind of like Dakota. I had we scored we were down 4-0 in the half inning before I went in, and we tied the game 4-4. Actually took the lead 5-4. So long inning, pitching change, everything, and like that it's like you're kind of like pumped you're scoring, but like you're just standing there in a weird middle ground, and you don't know what to do. You're like, oh, should I throw more? Do I sit down? Like, do I drink some more water? Like, what do I do? So that's always good.
You start to root for your team to get out. You're like, please get out.
You don't root for your team to get out, but it's like
Oda did.
I
runs faster now.
I did. I was like, hey, either hit a home run or hit it right at someone really hard, so you're still happy, but the inning's over.
We actually had a sick come from behind win tonight, Rail Riders. We were down 4-0 early and ended up winning 8-5 in extras. And Dwayne Underwood, who we've all played with, caught the last ball. Like, he threw it and it was a line drive back to him. He literally caught it. Like, I told him, like, yeah, the quarterback led you perfectly across the middle, and it hit him right in the chest right here. Ball game. Sick.
Ian, you know what's funny about having Scott on versus Zach on?
Don't talk about my boy Zach.
No, it's not a knock. It's that when we throw it to Scotty, we almost have to cut Scotty off and like break him down. To Zach, it's like, come on, give us a little more.
You like throw it to me like I'm the weatherman, like going rogue, and like Tom's in my ear. We got to go back to the studio.
Yes.
Yeah, we're on Marquee now. I got to get in Scott's ear and be like, we're going to have to start giving him some wrap it up signs.
Yeah. Seriously.
We should mention.
I'm gonna buzz right through the commercial breaks.
There he goes. There he goes. We should mention that we are on Marquee, and I've been getting comments from people who are seeing the show for the first time on Marquee and really enjoying it. So we love that. So if you're listening to this on the podcast platforms and you want to watch the show, you can go watch on Marquee Thursday. It's been Thursday post game, like after the game. It's been going on Thursday, I think, a little bit.
So I was going to say, one thing we should note is the podcast is probably going to start coming out Wednesdays now on podcast apps, and then Thursdays on Marquee. So if you're looking for the show, probably won't be Tuesdays anymore, just because of how we're shifting the schedule to work with Marquee. We're also lucky our friends at John Boy are still involved. They're helping us out. So if you're not in the Chicago area, you can still see it on JM Baseball, the normal places you can watch the show. This is just in addition to what normally is going on here. We're also now available in Marquee. So super happy working with both people, both great companies. Pretty excited.
Can't wait for Maddie and Danny to be asking me if it's coming out on Tuesday and then it not, and then that's Tom's fault. We're going to blame Tom for that one.
It's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah, Scott, what do you got, Scott?
Speaking of Marquee, the live show, it seemed like a great success. I haven't talked to you guys after it happened. How did it go?
I think I told you that we literally may have talked about you more than any other topic.
What?
Because and you were like, "Oh, I hate that." No.
What'd you guys say?
Did you not listen to it, Scott?
I listened. Yeah, it was great. It was great. I loved your. I thought Rhino was awesome.
He did a great job. He was fantastic.
You guys crushed it with him.
Such a legend. And then we went out for his statue unveiling that weekend, and that was really special. That was like really.
I saw that, Ian. You guys were all like standing on the railing, right up in the stadium, like while looking down. That looked pretty cool. That had to be like special for you guys as a team to see that.
Yeah, it was an incredible moment. I mean, just for him, obviously the journey he's been through this year, but just to immortalize him, and like whenever you get a chance to actually see that in person, like there's only 4 or 5 statues there now in the whole stadium, and to get to see one of those, and Bob Costas was fantastic in his speech, and that was really cool to see too. Not surprising.
I think you were like, you guys were reading out his stats, and just like you kind of forget like about how good of a player he was, and like
Scott, the live show went great. Rhino was fantastic. 10-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glover, and the statue ceremony. Scott has left. For everyone who's listening, I don't know how Tom's going to chop this up, but Scott lost his weasel and had to leave. He had to walk out of the frame. So in fact, we're getting it back on the rails. I'm going to change the topic, and I'm going to go to Camden Yards. We played at Camden today. I've played in Baltimore. In 2017, we played right after the break here, and I remember it being just ridiculously hot, like scary hot, 95 plus, humidity through the roof. Baltimore turns into Louisiana in the middle of the summer. It's unbelievable how hot and humid it is here. JMO had 4 jersey changes in 6 innings today.
Oh, do you remember in 22 when we went there? We went there for a 3-game set, ended up playing one of them. because the rain like literally washed away, or maybe it was two. No, we played 2-2. We played 2-2 because then we went to New York after, and we got one of them rained out. But the rain game, I mean, we kind of played through it, and it was getting hotter as the rain was finishing. It's people don't talk about it, but it is one of the definitely the hotter stadiums in baseball.
Mike Talkman had a great quote on the bus when we were headed into town, which was get ready for BP to be rained out a minimum of one time when you're in Baltimore. And sure enough, today, right away, it was BP's bang. Like as soon as we get to the ballpark, it's like BP's bang. We're not doing it. Because it's so muggy and humid there, and it rains every single day, even if it's for 15 minutes.
What do you think there or St. Louis is hotter? At their hottest.
I mean, we're gonna see both of them back to back because we're going to St. Louis after this. I think I don't know if I've ever sweat as much as I did today in Baltimore, but we had a couple day games, a weekend series in St. Louis last year, maybe a couple day games, 102 on the, you know how in St. Louis behind home plate, there's the little time temperature. I'm looking up, seeing 102 and 80% humidity and going like, I might die out here. I might not make it.
Well, you made it tonight and you hit a nice little homer.
I did do a nice homer. That
nice
was really
long
great.
homer, not little.
Cubbies put up 192. We had a debut, which was really cool. Reliever coming out throwing a hunch.
Biggie?
What's his name? What's his name?
Hunter Big.
B-I-G-G. Isn't it Biggie?
Biggie.
Isn't it Biggie?
Biggie. B-I-G-G-E.
Learn your teammates.
He went to
That's
Harvard.
why when you said reliever
Harvard
coming
guy.
out throwing a hunch, I was like, does he know his name?
Oh, I know his name. His name's Hunter.
You know his name once he hit 100. Then you're like, okay,
And he throws the hunch.
Michael Busch went 4 for 6. Wow.
Yeah, Michael Busch went 4 for 6. You love to see it. He did a homer in the first. Backside ball against the lefty. It's pretty good.
I love seeing you use the whole field, Ian. Little oppo single. And then you said, you know what? I can pull one out of the park too.
Yeah, just trying to do a little bit of everything.
And don't people forget, gold, his glove. Oh my God, I just had a Scott sentence.
What?
The glove is gold twice with the diving catch and left.
2 times. You know what I did get to do in Baltimore, which I always love playing the O's because I get to see some of our old Cubby friends. I waved to Carhart in the bullpen.
Coach Ben.
Former teammate. And also didn't get to see Hyder today except for across the field, manager of the O's. But I got to see our good friend Tim Cousins and talk to him for a minute. And he is one of my favorite people in baseball. So
biggest hands in baseball.
Yeah. Monstrous hands. Loves doing catching work. He was our field coordinator. For everybody that doesn't know what a field coordinator is, field coordinator when you're in the minor leagues, this guy that kind of like runs the minor league system. And so he would travel around all the affiliates. He was in charge of all the coordinators going around and helping with the minor leagues. And he once asked me to squat down to see if I could catch. And I told him I can't do that. I can't squat. I don't know how. I can't. Nope, can't do it. He loved converting.
He tried to make everybody a catcher.
Didn't Zach try to catch too at some point?
He said to Zach, he's like, I'm going to make you a catcher. And Zach's like, I'm terrified. I think he's really going to try to make me catch.
PJ ended up being too good at it. And then he was like, well, now I'm just a really good catcher now.
Yeah. It worked.
PJ Higgins, Victor Caratini, Wilson Contreras, all those guys.
Was Caratini not a catcher?
He was a third baseman.
Really? I didn't know that. And Wilson was a shortstop?
Or third baseman, one of the two, yeah.
I think I knew that. I didn't know Vic was not a catcher.
Can I read some numbers real quick? By the way, Ian Happ today on to Eutaw Street in Baltimore gets a plaque. That's pretty sick.
Ew.
I think there's only 127 of those, so 128 going out for Happ. Ian Happ over his last 39 games. I'll give you a quick fluff here. 280 average, 1.025 OPS, 41 ribbies. That's the second most in baseball during that span. 26 runs, 10 doubles, 12 homers, including the 3-run shot tonight. Playing some good baseball as of late.
Tom, is that good?
Tom, I haven't played baseball in 2 years, kind of like I mentioned. Kind of forgot. Is that what we want to do?
I think.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to do that, but that's great for hitters.
Yeah, I think that's what you're trying to do out there. Swings have been good, Tom. Swings have been good. Ball's been leaving the yard a little bit. RBIs, love those. Bunch of 3-run homers, love those.
Can I ask you? So obviously, this has been a little bit of a difficult stretch for you guys. Is it hard for you at all personally, like when you're on an obvious you're on a personal heater, and baseball is such a specific sport where it's like you can only control what you can control, and you're absolutely smashing it right now, but the team success hasn't been there? Is that like sort of an odd feeling for you to be like, I'm playing so well, but the results as a team haven't been what we wanted?
No, I think when you're baseball is such an individual team sport, doesn't make any sense, but it really is you're individually competing against the guy on the mound. And then the team aspect of it is the base running and, the playing defense behind the pitcher, but you're really alone in everything you're doing out there. You're not passing the ball to a teammate. You're not throwing a block for somebody. Like, you're out there alone in everything you're doing. And so I think over time you kind of separate like the individual stuff from the team stuff, and you're like, the best thing that I can do to help the team win is to be the best version of myself, is to individually go about my work, go about my process, whether that's hitting, base running, defense, like anything that you do, you're solo out there. If you're running around in the left field and drop a fly ball, like it screws up the pitcher and it screws up the team, but like that, you're out there by yourself on an island doing that. And so I think you really get used to like the individuality within the team game.
I think also to fluff in a little more, we went through some tough stretches in 21 and 22 when we played together, but I think what makes Ian a great teammate and leader is during those rough stretches, his routine and work level doesn't really waver. So I think that's a testament to you as a teammate and a player.
Can we just move on from the fluff? Enough.
I really like that.
I'm sure you love this.
This is a fun segment. Can we do that once a week?
This is too much of a fluff for me.
We can do that once a week.
I'm getting nauseous.
You should get an ad.
You're a good player. You're a good player, okay?
Fluff of the week. Ad for the fluff of the week.
Yeah, fluff of the week brought to you by Bruce Bolt. Our friends at Bruce Bolt, the batting gloves that I wear empower me. I absolutely love my Bruce Bolts. I got a new pair out, the elephant print. Go check those out. We got the protective. We got the hand guard. I actually had a great idea from a friend that I'm going to implement later on with a Bruce Bolt ad. Just thought of that. Not going to forget next time. BruceBolt.us. Go check it out. Get batting gloves, get pants, get game hats, get whatever you want. BruceBolt.us. Dakota, what would you like to move on to?
I wrote down the topics you want me to point. I got you.
Okay. I threw it to you, but I'm going to throw it back to myself. Ben Rice.
I'm going to throw it back to me. I was going to say the same one.
Ben Rice. 3 homers at Yankee Stadium. First rookie to do that?
First rookie in Yankee history to have 3 homers in a game.
Okay. First rookie in Yankee history to hit 3 homers in a game. Does it at Yankee Stadium. Curtain call. Doesn't really know what to do on the curtain call. Curtain call is a little bit of forgotten art these days, but doesn't know what to do on the curtain call. Scott, is this Ben Rice character? Is he the nicest human in baseball?
He's a great dude. It's just genuinely him. I haven't gotten I met him last year, I guess, in camp, and then this year in camp, talked to him a little bit more, and obviously very talented, but it does seem like right up his alley to have that be it happen.
When he got his first hit, it was really cool. It's one I'll remember for a while, because obviously when you get a first hit, I think a lot of guys like Ian, I haven't seen your first hit, but I can picture in my head exactly what your look is, which is probably the look you're giving right now. No smile, just like act like you've been there before. And obviously that's one way to approach it. That's completely fine. But Ben Rice, when he got his first hit, looked so happy. And it was like genuinely really cool as a fan to be like, oh man, that guy, he grew up a Yankee fan, even though he grew up in the Boston area. He was a Yankee fan his whole life, went to Dartmouth, wasn't able to play in college for a couple of years because Ivy shut down for a while due to COVID, was organizing like summer ball games just to try to get in front of scouts, got drafted in 2021, worked his way up through the minors. And like, he's a guy who's really grinded to get that first major league hit. You could see what it meant to him. And I thought that was really cool. And he's kind of carried that whole attitude throughout his tenure as a Yankee. And he's batting leadoff right now for the New York Yankees. That's not something that everyone gets to say in the rookie season. And he's, become a valuable contributor to this team.
I think the part of like you mentioned, Tom, like he didn't really play at all in college. Like that's such a crazy thing to not have any development in college.
He lost 2
Like,
years of development, basically. He lost 2020
very little
and 2021.
And like to hop into pro ball and just go like from that. And like for the most part, I think he's like been like an upward trajectory, and like he's gotten better year over year. And like, you know, obviously he's catching and now he's playing like first base, but like it's really impressive to see like just, you know, knowing that he just like really had no like college baseball like those 2 years is super impressive. And yeah, like you said, being able to hit leadoff for the New York Yankees is you know, pretty special, I'm sure.
I like a swing.
Everybody flips it the other way and looks like judges. They like make the compare.
Really?
I've seen like that side by side.
That's a good player to emulate.
Good ball player.
Is he a power guy? Is Rice supposed to be a power guy?
I mean, he hit.
I mean, apparently, but I was just, 3 homers.
I think he was the player of the year in the minors last year for us, and he did hit quite a bit of homers, I believe. So, but he also has a great eye.
Sick.
Like that. Like, I mean, he's fitting that leadoff role really well, where he's like working counts and not chasing. So.
Yeah, I think he's considered like more of a high on base percentage, and like the power's been there. But obviously, if you're able to get 3 homers a game out of him, that's not what you're expecting. You're hoping maybe for 15, 20 homers, I think. And he's been a really
he had
valuable
20
contributor.
last year in the minor leagues. He had 15 so far this year.
That'll play.
That's good.
But it seems like he is a really high on base guy.
Yeah.
SeatGeek. Baseball is back. I don't know why they're saying baseball is back, because it's been back for a while. It's the All-Star break. But SeatGeek has a new special offer. Code Compound10, all caps, Compound10, 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek. Whether you're a new customer or not, you can come watch the Cubbies in Baltimore, or maybe when Scotty F is back up in New York, you can go to Yankee Stadium with Tom. Compound10, 10% off your next order. SeatGeek. Open the SeatGeek app, add code Compound10 to your account. Do it now because this is limited time. Compound10. SeatGeek.
Ian, I'd like to segue into the Yankees' father, Rafael Devers. I said Ian because Scott, I know it hurts a little bit, but that Rafael Devers guy, he shows up to Yankee Stadium and he just, the way Ian says never leave Cincy without a homer, I think he says the same thing about New York.
Can I just say that Rafael Devers is a really, really good baseball player?
So he might be on the list of people like underrated that we had a few weeks ago. Like he's still somehow underrated.
Forget about Devers. Devers is like, his career numbers are kind of stupid. He's a 900, right around 900 OPS guy every year. Drives in a bunch of runs, 100 last year. He's already got 55 this year, 21 pumps. He produces, man. And can I just say that homer that he hit that was in the other batter's box? What's happening? What? I was like, how do you get in a position to hit that ball out of the park, especially to the part of the ballpark that he did? It was in the other batter's box. What is that?
That was like 2 plus balls off the plate.
Yeah, I think it was the farthest outside pitch that's been hit for a home.
I think I saw that. I saw that
He hit
too.
it to right center, which is just comical. But him and Garrett, the thing that they got going right now, where Devers kind of has his number, it's entertaining. Because it's like there's matchups like that across the league. Like there's really good hitters and really good pitchers that go at it. And sometimes it's the pitcher and sometimes the hitter that's kind of got the advantage. This one is probably the most public one going right now, but he's got him. And I'm sure Garrett's tried every single different pitch combination going. Like Devers, the thing about Devers, can I just say, having played against him a little bit, he covers everything. I mean, he hits everything. And like dominate strike spin, fastballs up, he can get to pitches under the zone that like you think that they're almost going to hit the ground. He hits like 110 on a line to right field. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but he just covers so much stuff. I can't imagine trying to game plan for him.
He like pulls the ball in the air, but also, like you said, hits line drives to right. Like he's not like, he also has the approach where it's like, yeah, if I don't hit a homer, I can also hit a hard ball.
Yeah,
to left field.
Yeah.
Yeah. good
Dakota,
player.
do you have something on Devers?
No, just a very good player. The one he did hit on Sunday night, though, the first home run he hit, it was the classic Yankee Stadium home run. I think it said like it was only a homer in like 2 parks in the whole MLB. But that's why you play Yankee Stadium sometimes.
Still counts.
Can
Still
I say
counts.
I'm tired of it would have been a home run in this many parks. We play the game at the park we're playing it in. So I don't really care if it's a home run in only one of 30 parks. If that's the park you're playing in, congratulations, it's a home run. And if it was a home run in 29 ballparks, I know that I'm not saying this to you specifically, Dakota. I know everyone talks about this. I just feel like if it's a home run in 29 of 30 parks, but sorry, you're playing in the one park where it wasn't, that's too bad, but that's what the game was.
Who are you specifically saying that to, Tom?
The internet. The internet
is
Can I also say about that, the thing that I hate when they do home run in this many ballparks is it only takes into account distance travel. Like it doesn't take into account how far that ball would have flown in another park. So like there's a lot of times that a homer won't be a homer. Like it's not a homer at Coors Field. Yeah, well, the ball flies like crazy at Coors Field. Like the fences are 500 feet away. What do you mean? Like when we're playing at Wrigley with the wind blowing in, like it's completely different. It's a completely different ballpark.
That metric should never be used at Wrigley Field because it doesn't matter what you do sometimes to the ball. If it's blowing in, it's not getting out.
The homer that I hit tonight at Camden Yards went 400 feet, 395 or something. Off the bat, it was 98.5 at 30 something to dead right field. At Wrigley, that's an out 80 or 90% of the time.
Wild.
It doesn't make any sense, but it only matters the park you're playing in that day. I agree with you, Tom. Thank you. Thanks for your take.
Ian, you have a new obsession with like parks and like what park you do. Fair. You do have a new obsession with it.
That's not fair. I sent something to Zach and Dakota and myself. We have a group chat, and I sent a ballpark factor thing the other day about Cleveland because Zach's in Chase Field. Zach, sorry, Tom. We do have another group chat.
It's tough to find out live on the air. There's another group chat that I'm in. I'm just not getting it.
I didn't mean to bring it up like that. But Zach texted.
I'll just take the knife out of my back. No big deal.
I don't even have Ian's number.
Because Zach's at Chase Field and Zach loves Chase Field, I had to send him that it's actually a bad place to hit homers. It's a really good place for doubles and triples, but the humidor that they put in, the ball doesn't really fly. So because the outfield's big, it's good for hits, but it's actually not good for homers. And now Dakota thinks I have an obsession. I do not. To clarify, I do not have an obsession.
I had a really, really funny Scott joke if you want it.
Go ahead, Scott.
Dakota
said setting yourself up.
Dakota, yeah. Well, no, who's going to set yourself up if you don't do it yourself?
Yep.
Who's going to set you up if you don't do it yourself? Dakota goes, "You've been really obsessed with parks lately," and I go, "Call him Chris Traeger from Parks and Rec." That was so bad.
That was a good one, Scott. That landed. We're not laughing, but everybody who's listening is laughing.
Call him a good one.
Call him Chris Traeger the way he's newly obsessed with parks.
We're gonna move on.
You winced yourself.
Is that like copyright?
No, we're gonna go right past it, Scott.
We get in trouble for the marquee,
and we're gonna talk about a Diamondback because we were talking about Chase Field. Dakota thinks Christian Walker is an all-star snub and would like to make his case. The floor is yours.
Hang on. I keep moving where I'm sitting to try to get in better light, so I'm just all over the place with my camera right now.
Don't worry about it. We're just on TV.
So my biggest pet peeve when people say like, "Oh, this guy should have been an all-star," is you need to say who they should be in over, because obviously someone has to come out, and I will give you that name. I think Christian Walker should be in over Pete Alonso, and here's why. WAR this season: 2.8 for Christian Walker, 1.0 Pete Alonso. Home runs, 22 Christian Walker, 18 Alonso. RBIs, 64 Walker, 48 Alonso. I'm not even going to say who's who. The higher one is Walker in every single one of these stats. Batting average, 268 versus 243. OBP, 341 versus 325. OPS, 857 versus 792. OPS plus 142 versus 129. I don't know in what world you look at those compared stats and say, you know what? We're going to take the guy with the worst stats. That's what we're going to do.
I completely agree with you that Christian Walker should be an all-star. guy's been super underrated. He's on the underrated list. He's been
Yes,
super underrated.
100%.
Gold Glove defender at first base. Rakes. Not an easy ballpark to hit homers in.
No.
Bunch of pumps, hits in the middle of that lineup. But I will tell you, every team needs to be representing the All-Star game, and Pete Alonso is the lone Met to be represented.
Is he actually? Oh,
Yes.
well then that's even crazier. Look at
Lindor and Nimmo.
Nimmo and Lindor. Yeah, I was gonna say Nimmo.
Yeah, Nimmo and Lindor. Nimmo's had a really good season. He's right in the mix there for the outfield. And this is his second year of having like really good stats at the break and being right on the cusp and not making it. And Lindor hasn't made it in a couple of years. And
Lindor's been on a tear.
yeah,
right?
And he's been really good too. So those are two guys that are right there. Unfortunately, like that's how the All-Star thing is tough, man, because the fan vote, and the guys that get it on the fan vote first, and then everybody else that gets in, every team needs to be represented, and sometimes
Is there like a veto system of like, hey, this guy won the fan vote, but like, I mean, did he really win the fan vote?
I don't think so.
No. I mean, there should be, because like, not that anyone this year, but I'm sure in years past, like if I dove deeper, I'm sure there's guys where it's like, okay, like they won the fan vote, like, okay, people just voted for them a lot, like, but they're not the best player at their position.
Yeah, the fans generally get it pretty right. As far as like who's having the best year. There was that year that remember when all the Royals was starting, and it does, like, it kind of depends, like the fans that vote are the fans whose teams are playing well, and like that the teams that are rolling and have a bunch of support from fans end up having a lot of all-stars. Like generally those are the teams that are playing well also have a bunch of really good players. The Padres whole outfield is in there. A lot of Orioles in there.
I think Westbrook got in right now.
Yeah, Westbrook just got in today and then hit a homer. Good for him.
For who?
Wasn't Devers is out.
Maybe for Devers.
But Devers was playing today. That's why it was weird. I was like, wait, is he hurt? I didn't understand that one. There's probably more to that. We'll see. No, the other name I had that upset me slightly, but I'm trying to make sure. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. I take it back. I withdraw my anger. I thought for some reason that Logan Gilbert wasn't originally on it, and I was going to throw a fit, but he is on it. We're fine.
Good pitcher.
Very good. No, just a very good pitcher.
Just very good.
Has a 0.8 whip. Has a 0.8 whip as a starter. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Guy fills it up.
Not a driveline guy, unfortunately. No.
Speaking of a guy that was right on the cusp of an All-Star game, had he not had a little hamstring issue, Justin Steele went CG for the Cubbies. I have a little story on that. Steely, we were playing golf in Tampa. We were talking ball on the way back to the hotel, and Steely was telling me, like, I really want to like throw a complete game. Like, I want to go all 9. I feel like I'm really close. Like, I feel like my starts have been really good, and like I'm right there. And then 3 weeks later, there he goes. He goes out and throws, and he went like really deep into the game before that. And I think we might have, I don't know, he came out in the 7th or 8th, and then goes CG. He's been dominant. He's been really, really good. He's been filling up the zone, early contact. He's been punching guys out, but not like, I don't think he's been searching for Ks. So he's done a good job of like going deep into games, and it's been fun to watch, man.
Yeah, I mean, a testament to him not really searching for Ks is like he goes CG, and I think it was 95 pitches. Like,
yep,
that's crazy.
I feel like when he went on his run last year, like he was just throwing first pitch strike after first pitch strike and getting early contact. And like, yeah, his strikeouts went down a little bit, but then like as a starter, it's like if you can give your team 6-7 innings, save your pitch count, save the bullpen. Like that's exactly what. And like, didn't that game start out with the diving play at third?
Yeah, there was a ball would have been a double down the line. Mastro made a diving play.
That's crazy because that ball gets down the line. It's completely like he starts off lead off double, and, like you're wheel spinning early. But that play, like it's just like, and then you look back and like, oh yeah, that play potentially helped him get to the 9th inning and be able to close it out. So awesome. I texted him after. I was super happy for him. That's a really cool accomplishment. I mean, especially in today's game, that you don't see that very often. And how many pitches did he throw?
95.
That's
95.
Can I
That's
ask you guys a pitcher question?
yes.
I believe that guys that punch tickets, that strike guys out, and have like plus stuff grades are more valuable. Like I don't know what the metric is for that, but like strikeouts and weak contact or like not hits is like for front offices, like it's a more valuable thing over guys that get a bunch of contact, soft contact, and ball gets put in play more. Am I right on that?
Yes, absolutely.
From your baseball experience, talking about a starting pitcher, do you care?
Like as a player?
Like as a player, like your baseball experience as a player, like would you rather have the dude that's going to go out there 7-8 innings, he's going to punch 3, 5, good day 8, but he's going to throw 90 to 110 pitches and go 8 innings, or would you have the guy that's going to throw 5 or 6, he's going to throw 100 to 110 pitches in 5 or 6, but he's going to walk out of there with 10 punch?
I'd much rather take the guy that goes deeper, obviously. I don't know. I feel like the argument. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
I was gonna say, I feel like the argument is like, obviously you take the stuff and the velo and the strikeouts because like the room for error is less when there's less contact. Like
greater room for
the less the ball's in play, the better. I feel like is how you view it, obviously.
I think as a starter, I think as a reliever, like in today's game, like you definitely need like some swing and miss element. As a starter, like actually Jameson's kind of a middle ground of that because he strikes a lot of guys out. I was just checking. He had 7 tonight over 6 innings. Like that's a good number over 6 innings that he was able to get deep in the game and strike out a good number. But he also throws a lot of strikes and he's efficient and gets it. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting question. I guess like you just don't want your starters getting into too many deep counts. So if they're like 2-2, 3-2 on everybody and getting the strikeout, then like you lose a little bit of the value. But if it's like 0-2, 1-2 and you're getting swings and misses on those pitches where you're in the driver's seat, or like if you're behind 2-0 and you throw in a really nice pitch and get weak contact there, you're not giving in. I think like that's kind of but like then you have like your aces, like guys like Garrett and Burns and Cease who strike out the world, but
Chris
also
Sale.
are able to get deep into Chris Sale, like guys like that are able to get deep in the game. It's
those are your unicorns.
Yeah.
Here's your two comparison. They're on the same team. Pretty good comparison. Seth Lugo, 122 innings pitch, 110 Ks, still a lot of Ks, but like less than 1 an inning. And then like Cole Reagan's 109 innings, 134 Ks. Like they're both having incredible years, but just like 2 different styles of one guy punches like a ton. Like he's going to punch 6-7 a game. And the other guy's probably going to strike out 4 or 5 a game. Sometimes less, and sometimes more.
Yeah. That's 13 innings. How many starts have they made?
Oh God.
Pull it back up.
Are you doing math with the pencil?
I'm doing math. I have a pencil.
19 starts. 19 starts for Lugo, 19 for Reagan's as well.
Yeah. So 19 starts, 13 innings. You're talking about, 2/3 of an inning a game. So the difference between 2/3 of an inning for the bullpen, the difference between kind of 6 1/3 and 7 full, and like what that looks like. I just think it's interesting how guys are being valued, and like there is something to be said for when a guy hits a leadoff double and that guy has a chance to punch 3 dudes or, get a soft contact and then 2 punch. Whereas the dude that doesn't strike out as many guys might, that leadoff double might be ground ball run or ground ball fly ball run. Like it is an interesting, and I think you're right, Scott. Like swing miss in the bullpen pretty important because if you have a runner on second base, and you bring in a dude, or you have, bases low and you bring in a guy and he's punching 30-40%, like he can get in there and punch a guy out, like it's a huge deal. It's just like for the way that guys are being valued and kind of the trend in the game.
I'd say generally if you're a relief pitcher, that isn't going to come in and punch out the side, you are Scott Effross, who is going to get 3 ground balls in a row. Right.
Scott,
You know what I mean? Like,
don't listen to that.
no,
I like punching
but
the
I'm
side.
saying if you're a reliever that pitches to contact, not that Scott pitches to contact, but I'm saying like if you're not a
throwing a hunch,
Class A, like you're probably going to be a ground ball guy.
Class A is great.
Yeah.
Class A doesn't have a.
That's my point. I'm not knocking Scott.
Class A doesn't have a bunch of punches this year. I don't think, or like Helsley, like the saves leaders. Like that's interesting because that kind of goes against what I said. Like the swing and miss guys late where you're able to strike out a bunch. Like those guys are getting like Class A is like the best close in the league, but I don't think his strikeout numbers.
Is less than 1 inning.
Yeah, I was gonna. He's just, but like he's a guy that's like throwing 102 cutters that it's like
not squaring him up.
Yeah, you're not going to square him up 3 times, and he's probably you're not going to leave the yard of him. I think like the leadoff double thing, like as a starter over the scheme of 100 pitches, if you give up a leadoff double and you get out of it with like 1 run, you still have a chance to get 6.
Yeah.
So like that's more of the skill, I think, is pitching around trouble as a starter versus like you give up 1 run late in the game. I mean, game's over potentially. So.
Should we touch on Jose Miranda before we do Danny Mueller's hot take?
See, Danny has a bit now?
Yeah, he's got his own bit now. Jose Miranda goes 12 at bats, 12 knocks in a row.
First time since like 1950s, 1960s, I think
first
it was.
Time since the 50s? I thought you were going to say like since 1902 and they were throwing underhand.
Stat guy Tom, is that true?
Yep, Tom doesn't have it. Don't worry about it.
Tom.
Yeah, 12 for 12 is pretty crazy. I'll bluff myself a little bit. I had 6 straight at bats with a hit, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. So doing double that is crazy.
Cutter, are you laying down?
I'm trying to find a position where my lighting's good.
Dakota's just driving me insane this episode. He has not kept his camera still for more than 30 seconds at a time. I don't know how I'm going to edit this. This is just going to be.
You're playing.
What's the camera matter for? I got a face for radio.
Can we do like a time lapse of Dakota moving around during the episode? That'd be pretty good.
It's also in Seattle. They don't believe in AC because apparently it doesn't get that hot here. It's 95 degrees. It's 84 degrees in the house. So I am sweating.
Why'd you got tarps off?
Because we're on TV, Scott.
Watch that tarp. You know what? You're gonna sleep well tonight in 84 degrees. That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I've slept great the last 4 nights, I swear.
All right. Danny Mueller's hot take. Scott, do you have a question?
Oh, like a Scotty Effross fan question?
Yeah, do you have a Scotty Effross question?
No, get to Danny's.
Okay.
Get to Danny's.
All right, we'll do Danny's. Danny Mueller's hot take is he had a couple, but I'm gonna go with this one. He thinks Chick-Fil-A is overrated.
Ooh.
I mean, that's a poor take.
I think Chick-fil-A is appropriately rated.
I kind of agree with Scott. There's one on the corner from the John Boy office, and when it opened, I was pretty excited. I think what it is also they treat you so kindly every time you go there. I feel like that's part of the ploy at this point is like, you're going to get good service. You're going to get a pretty good chicken sandwich. It's like very reliable. I think if you're thinking it's like the greatest chicken sandwich in the world, yeah, it's probably not that. But like, you know what you're going to get. It's like a good starter. You know what? It's going to give you 6 innings. It's going to get you, into the back end of the bullpen. Like, it's reliable.
There's certain
agree.
Certain fast food restaurants that you go to throughout the country that you know what you're going to get. I think Starbucks is another one for the most part. I would say I would put Starbucks and Chick-fil-A, and also both their mobile ordering system are elite. I would not put Chipotle in that category because each Chipotle to Chipotle is a crapshoot. And
another one.
That's a good point.
I wish
another
Zach
great
was on
one
here to defend his favorite brand of all time, Chipotle. But
no, he wouldn't defend it though because his biggest pet peeve is when they don't have the vinaigrette sauce at certain places.
Every time. So that's a huge part. I agree. What Tom said is absolutely right. Why does he think? Why does he think it's overrated?
He's not here to defend himself. He just gives a take.
He probably views it like
reasoning.
He thinks people probably say it's like the best restaurant in the world, and I agree it's not like that, but it is very good.
I will say
Some people might be. I don't know.
we had Chick-fil-A on the plane for years, like every time we flew, and it might have got a little old, but we just had Chick-fil-A for the first time this season on the off day flight.
Joy handing out chicken sandwiches and asking what you want. Yeah.
Spicier regular or
Yeah.
nugs.
What a treat.
I will put the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. It's consistent. It's good. It's not like the best chicken sandwich ever. I agree. Sometimes the bun's a little soggy.
The most show move I ever saw in my life is when we rented the house in Arizona for John Boy. Trevor Plouffe somehow got Chick-fil-A to deliver like really late at night. And you know those boxes that the nuggets come in? They're usually like, I don't know, 6, 8, whatever. I don't know what Trevor Plouffe told them. Every box, there was like 30 boxes, was just overflowing. He must have just told them, just throw as many as you can in every single box. I've never seen a bounty of food in my entire life like what Trevor Plouffe did. And that was when I was like, this guy's show. That's how you know he's got 9 years on the show, when you got the Chick-fil-A boxes just overflowing with chicken.
He still have beef with Plouffe, though. He owes Ian wine. You know, he's talking down on pitchers. I got beef with Plouffe right now.
No pitchers?
Maybe he needs to come on and defend himself.
He called pitchers divas after the Stroman and Steele incidents, like on the mound and like getting mad. I said, all right.
I think you need to have Plouffe on and Danny on just by themselves to talk about their own issues.
Danny was on the live show.
Can I say just one more thing about Chick-fil-A? I'll put Chick-fil-A sauce up against just restaurant sauce.
Like Chick-fil-A sauce or Chick-fil-A sauce selections? Like you know what I mean?
Specifically the Chick-fil-A sauce.
See, I'm a Polynesian sauce guy. Have you tried the Polynesian sauce, Ian?
No, I'm not crazy.
That's a good one. I have the Scotty Effross fan crush of the week. Do you have another sponsor for it or no?
Nope.
Good.
Just you, man.
What is your first move with your pawn on your shirt?
Knight to Kings 7. Let's get to our Sloan screen time. Let's get to our Sloan screen
I had a real one. I had two mini ones. One, is anybody excited for NCAA football next week? I know Dakota is.
I already pre-ordered it. Yes, of course.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
The video game.
Yes, the video game looks very cool. Bring back a lot of nostalgia. And second one directed towards Ian. Ian, what are you doing for the All-Star break? If you can say it publicly.
Yeah, I'm hanging in Chicago. Staying in Chicago and play a little bit of golf. I'm excited. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. And I was actually asked today on the radio about is it like relaxing? And it's not really that relaxing, the All-Star break, because it goes really fast. But it is a nice mental break.
The first day, like the Monday's nice.
Don't you have a little bit of panic on like 1
Yes.
o'clock comes around when you should be going to the field and you're like
Monday's great because you can just kind of like shut off everything. Tuesday, it's like I have to do something on Wednesday, so you're kind of just like thinking ahead already because you need to start throwing or whatever. But it's nice.
Let's give the people their Sloan screen times. Sloan is the world's leading manufacturer of commercial plumbing systems. They're at the forefront of the green building movement and provide smart, sustainable, and hygienic restroom solutions by manufacturing water-efficient products, including flushometers, faucets, sink systems, and soaps dispensers for commercial, industrial, and institutional markets worldwide. To learn more, visit sloan.com. The first half of that I did from memory. You're welcome. I think I'm going to have a high one today, boys.
I've got a great one today. Wow, I'm proud of myself.
Oh, my gosh.
Mine was 549. Not a good day.
316.
The thing is, Scott, like that is a good day, but Ian's going to come in with like, 248.
No, 527. 527.
Oh, ew.
527.
Tom, did you?
Now I feel bad after you said you to 527. 653.
But it's different. It's a sliding scale here, though. Like his 527 is way different. Like if you or me get 527, it's a good day.
Yeah,
it's like the starter versus reliever, punch out versus no punch out argument. You know,
that's exactly right.
Sliding scale.
That's right.
Tom got us into the 6th inning.
I had a tough one. Scott, last question.
Yep.
Do you prefer when you have an off day? Let's say it's the season, you have an off day. Do you prefer you're going to a city? Do you prefer to fly to the city before the off day and spend the off day in the city, or to stay home?
Depends where.
Fly on the off day.
Depends where you're going, I guess.
It's a general question. You have to answer it in a general any city.
I like-
you have to pick one or the other for the full year.
Yeah, I'd rather go and spend the off day in the city because I like to explore. As you know, I like coffee shops, so it's a great opportunity to go to coffee shops, sit and read for a little bit. Great opportunity to go get dinner in a new spot in a new city that you really don't know, or a place that you have been before that you really like that you don't go to very often. So I would say definitely travel.
Or to play golf in Atlanta. Remember when we did that?
Yes, before the Brave series. Yes, great day.
Yeah.
Great day.
was
Beautiful
fun.
day. Hot day,
That was
but a
fun.
beautiful day.
Scott, thanks for hanging out and being a
Absolutely. Always.
Scotty.
co-host.
Always.
Do you think Zach's gonna be really jealous?
Probably.
Listen, I don't know.
Definitely won't.
Love you, Zach.
That is episode 216 of the Compound Podcast presented by Parse Rum. Go to Binny's, ask for Parse. Maybe just go in and shout. When I say Parse, you say Rum and see what
Rum.
happens. See you next week.